All right, Greenwood. Here's my Noblesville twin or sister or brother or however you want to look at it. Number of homes currently in the Greenwood market for February 2025 is 72, which is down 28%. Yeah, this month we were looking at 100 active homes on the
Hmm.
market. So active homes is ticking down. Let's see if there's any other numbers that are going to help us explain that. So average rental price, it is up year over year, but down month over month by $50. Last month we were at 1850. This month we are at 1800 as your average rental price. Average days on market is at 50, which is ticking up from 45. Now that is a little bit surprising that your average days on market has been Greenwood is ticking up because Greenwood, I think, is a really really good market. Homes tend to go really quickly in this market. Average price per square foot is $1.06. Now, apartments, wow, look at this. So I want to we've got apartments and condos there. So the first numerics there at 42, that's going to be your apartments and your condos, which is going to be a very skewed number. So hold very little. This data is going to be built on one unit. So I would hold little water with this data is what
Yeah.
I mean to say. So 42 active apartments currently on the market at an average rate of 1287. And then your condos, one condo currently on the market. So maybe
Nobody.
if you're in the condo construction business, you might be looking at Greenwood to start building because it's got one 1699 as your average rental rate, which I'll bet that's exactly what that one unit is marketed at, and your average days on market at 79. So whoever holds is owns that one property is frustrated because they've been on the market for 80 days.
It's like I'm the only one on the market. Why am I not? Why does nobody want to rent
You better
it?
lower that rental rate, buddy. Okay,
He
your
needs your
single
two
family
ten.
home, single family home graph there is awesome. It's ticking up. Our sneak peek into March, which really means nothing because it's too early to tell what's going to be happening in March until we come that rental market report. And then those other sweet little graphics there until you look at that townhome one. Again, look at that. It's like the St. Louis arc right there.
Oh.
It's depressing. That one owner is looking at this market report and he's like, "That's me. That's my business model." All right, that's our rental market report for Greenwood. Mike, anything to add here? I don't have much to comment on this one. I think we've kind of beat it up. If you're just tuning in for the Greenwood market report, you definitely want to tune back where we dropped a lot of information on the previous market reports, or watch the whole video in its entirety, which you can find on all of our social media channels there listed at the bottom for your convenience and consumption. Anything you want
Yeah.
to mention on this one?
No, I mean I think it's good. It's positive. I mean, days on the market is up, but it's still only 50 for February. Again, 50 is a little high, but it's February. And year over year, month over month, rental price is heading in the right direction. So, I mean, maybe a little boring this month, but still positive.
Yeah. Yeah, a little bit boring. Positive. I mean, days on market is the number I love to watch, and when I
Yeah,
see really anything over 30 is not what I enjoy. But
of course.
I
Yep.
understand why it's higher than that for anyone that has a property under management with any other company is going to see much higher than that. Am I right? All right, moving on. Here we go.
Well, and just I know we commented on this before, but in case some viewers are just catching on now, but it does highlight the importance of trying to get on that spring and summer leasing cycle. We here at Red Door, we always push when we have renewals, when we have vacant properties. If you have a vacancy in December, January, February, we're always approaching tenants to see, hey, interested in a 14, 16, 18-month lease to get on to like at least past March or April. It just makes such a big difference. And you can see it in the graphs where you're actually going to get more on a monthly basis. If you can rent your home out in May, June, and July, you're going to get more on a monthly basis. You just are. The averages are just higher. So it's so important to do that and make those moves with this market knowledge. Again, another reason to tune in is to get more on your average rent because you have a vacancy in June instead of February.
You're absolutely right, and we don't do this podcast really to try to tout Red Door, although you will find me doing that sometimes because it's just by habit. And we have other property management companies that also view these market reports because they want to stay in tune, and kudos to them for doing that. But yeah, if you haven't addressed this with your management company, that what are they doing in order to try to achieve that seasonality turnover time? You absolutely need to be asking that question because maybe they don't do something already, and they need you to push them in that direction because you absolutely should be trying. Now, I mean, you don't want to extend your vacancy overwhelmingly or turn or necessarily have a negative effect on your tenant retention in order to do so, but you
Yeah,
should be making efforts to try and achieve that
absolutely,
seasonality turnover. Yep. Yep.
absolutely.
Okay. All right. Let's get into the sales data for Greenwood. Average days on market is at 80. Wow, that's ticking up from
Ooh,
54 where we were last month. Yeah, that's significant. So average days on market here in Greenwood is at 80. And wow, man, jumping over to average sales price, which is ticking up 9%. Wow, this is man,
weird.
prices are going up, aren't they? Man, we are getting closer. Who does Greenwood think it is? It is ticking up closer to the Fisher's price point. Who
Yeah.
do you think you are? Average price per square foot, 153, which is down month over month, but your average sales price, like I just mentioned, is up almost 9.5% to 329. Homes sold is up 25% month over month. Oh my gosh. I gotta say, I mean, these are cool numbers to read, but it is kind of indicating that I might have been mistaken on my prediction, which I don't like because, like we just mentioned, I'm patting myself on the back, and I'm having a hard time doing that with these numbers. So, I mean, it's not here yet. We'll see where we are next month, but average sales price over time, you're seeing it tick up. It's an awesome little graphic there. And as we've mentioned already in previous market reports here, the average home number of homes sold rather in each individual price point. So from 200 to 250, 204 homes have sold over the previous year, and same thing as looks like the top of the market there, 250 to 300,000. It looks like the sweet spot, but this is your investor point of view. So anything that is sold from $0 to $500,000 is what we can call the investor. We can call that the investor point of view. So, Mike, anything to add here?
I mean, other than days on the market, it looks like Greenwood is hot right now. Geez. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. I don't understand if we have that much of an increase in homes sold and average sales price, why days on the market would be up that dramatically. But we'll keep an eye on that. The only other thing I want to mention on this one is I feel like all I want to do is talk about this graphic this today. But
I know,
that
right?
bottom right graphic,
I know. I'm really enjoying it too. Yeah.
well, so because look at Greenwood. So Greenwood, again, for me, is a little bit more of a value play. But you look at the average sale price and you're like, Mike, you're crazy. But it's still 329. But if you look at that graphic, and this is why we do it, I think this it has the most in that under 200. It has
It does.
87 under 200
Yep.
and then 200 under 250. So you can see just from that graphic that this of all the communities that we've talked about so far, this is probably the biggest value play. You're going to be able to find probably a reasonable home under 250. I mean, there's 200 and well, 300 roughly that have sold in the past year under 250. So that means there's homes available under 250 in Greenwood.
Absolutely. And like we've mentioned already, Greenwood, it's only a matter of time. I joked there at the beginning of this with the average sales price kind of ticking up to match a market like Fisher's, but they absolutely want to be a market like Fisher's. And whether ultimately will be or not, I think it's going to absolutely trend closer in that direction. So when you can pick up a home at 200 and 250,000, so many available options between 200 and 250,000, with the average sales price ticking up almost 10% month over month, this is a great market to jump into.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're a new real estate investor, you should be looking at Greenwood as an affordable entry point for sure.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. That's going to wrap up our Greenwood market report.